Hi, welcome to Devil May Cry 5. We're doing the Goliath boss number 2 in mission 2. I guess boss number 3, maybe? Anyway, either way. He's got a basic 1-2 punch. 1, 2. You can dodge out of the way of that, either both to the same side or cross over, like that. There's a slight delay between hits. You can also get a sword strike in if you're cheeky. But you can see there you can stay behind him. Here, 1, and then hit, and then dodge. And if you just mash the button, you'll see you get hit on the second swing. He also has an overhand swing, like a single. Oh, you can fall through. It's kind of unreliable to do that, to be in the air. It doesn't always work, so I wouldn't rely on it. But here he's got a single punch, which he telegraphs a little higher. You can kind of punish him afterwards. At some point, when you've got about 20% of his health off, it'll drop down there. Remember to jump. If you don't jump, you'll take damage, like this. So remember to jump. You can then hook onto his head. Get a little free damage on his horns. Hitting his horns does do more damage, so you kind of want to hook up there, but without enemy step, which is a skill. Dodge that pillar. Without enemy step, which allows you to bounce off his back, it's a little tricky. You can get punched really easily with no real way to get out of the air. Anyway, when you continue to beat him down here, he will eventually back off and start breathing out of his chest, sucking stuff up. Use this as an opportunity to get outside. There's 3 breaker arms, whatever they're called, washing around, and like 3 or 4 healths. So if your health has taken a beating, there's one behind the car, one behind the pillar, and one by a taxi, I think. And there's one of the arms. There's another one behind him to the left there. He'll then do this jump. Just you jump back to dodge the blast wave, and then you can lay on him. Other than that, he does basically the same sort of stuff. He's got this big explodey thing, which is new. Again, make sure you're out of the way, and then you can hook onto his head afterwards for some free damage while he's stunned. But again, watch for the powerhouse coming down. See, again, he hit through, but he doesn't always. It's tricky. He'll do that overhand smash. He's got like a 1, 2, 3, 4 combo. It's a little harder to dodge. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he's also got this kind of overhand smash that he does. It's a little unpredictable when he does this, but that's what you really want to try and get out of him. I think he does it more when you're in front of him, because he stays down for a long time afterwards. Here you can see if I roll to the side. Here we go, roll. You can get some hits on his arm, but they're not big hits, not a lot of damage going down. The ideal is you're directly in front of him. I'll say in a second. And then you jump away so that you can hook onto his head and get some hits on his horns to really mess him up. Eventually you'll stagger him, but we'll come back to that. Another move he has is to jump away. And he'll do this evil beam. It's possible to outrun it, but it's kind of also easy to get clipped in it because it's easy to run out of space to run to. You can just use a breaker, hit the left bumper, or whatever the button is on PC, and that will throw you out of it. Maybe if you wait until you're in his belly and do it, it does more damage, I don't know. But then after that he'll do this big exploding move again, so just watch for that. This is the bit where he eats a car. He doesn't always do much, so if you're close when he picks the car up, you can kind of mash him a little bit, get some free hits. And then at some point he might, if you let him, he'll jump away like that and spit the car back at you. Comes as a big, messy fireball, but you can just roll out of the way, jump, run. It's pretty straightforward, but it does explode that big tower thing, which is kind of cool. Anyway, here's the fight. Let's go through it. Hook on for a few easy shots first before he does. If you've got the drop down move, use it there, otherwise just drop to the ground. Get ready for the swings, 1 and 2, going around. A perfectly viable strategy is to sit at his back, but do watch out for the second hit. He'll turn quite deep when he does it, so you will need to dodge the second one even if you don't dodge the first. I prefer to just stay in front of him. It gives you a bit more chance to hit his head. You can see I dodge to the left, but just keep whittling his health away. Also remember the X gauge. After every attack, pull the left trigger. I'm not actually pulling off many here, but it should fill. Those are some really good early skills together. There you go, he's dropped down. I jump the shockwave, hook onto his head. A few free hits. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I got 4 in a row. Here comes the pillar. Slide under it. There we go, he gets rid of that. And then just keep wailing on him. Hit, hit, hit. Remember to try and get the exact. Try not to get in the air if you can help it, just because without, as I mentioned, double jump or jump off enemies' back, he's kind of hard to dodge if those fists come at you in the air. You don't have any escapes. If you've got a Gerberer, you can kind of blast out of the way, but it's, again, a little unreliable. There's the first hit. Darn and tarnation. So anyway, yeah. When you get into about half health here, I think. There we go. He's going to get a bit staggered. He'll jump back. He'll open his fat mouth. Belly mouth. Belly mouth. If you want to get some hits in, you can. Don't stay too long or you'll get sucked in, especially if you don't have an arm because you've used a checkpoint. Also, don't be afraid to use gold orbs, right? You get 1 for a login bonus. There's loads washing around. I don't think I used one on this guy, but I used one on most of the bosses the first time through. Only 1, but yeah. Grab an arm, grab some health if you need it, and then back to dodging. Remember, it's 4 attacks, possibly a stomp. That stomp comes in from nowhere, and use that overhand slam, I guess, not stomp, to just lay down some pain. Try and again get the exact, as I've mentioned. Watch out for his explosion. Try to head back onto his head when he opens up. But you can see here, I was very lucky to dodge that. And I got hit because I was expecting 2 because I'm an idiot. Here comes another. I was actually really lucky here. He did a lot of ground pounds, which allowed me to get a bunch of solid hits in. I think this is the one we used from the video earlier. Is there another one coming in? Yeah, here we go. So jumping around and then hooking onto his head. You can see that's with not even X-Act on there. That's taking off a chunk more health. Now this is the stagger point at about, what, a third of his health, where you're just going to want to wail. Try and hit as many X-Acts, devil triggers, as you can, because it just does extra damage. I really need to do some time in the void and actually log how much extra damage it does when you get a perfect one. But I hate the way you can't quickly reset the damage numbers, where it like shows the total damage. I kind of get why it does, but there should be an option to have it like damage for combo versus damage total. Another hit. Oh dear. There he is, jumping away. I think he's doing the... yeah, there we go. This funny thing here. So use that opportunity to grab some health if you like. This is the one from the examples earlier. I did about 20 runs of this to get all the footage, and ended up using most of it from this. But yeah, that'll come around. It'll probably hook you in, so just hit the left bumper. You'll see I lose my overture. And like I said, I'm not sure if it actually makes sense to wait till you get sucked into his belly to deactivate, or if you should pull it earlier. If it does damage in there, I was slightly afraid that it would actually do damage to me. But yeah, just keep wailing. He's going to do another explodey thing after he's sucked in all that stuff, so make sure you're away, but not too far away that you can't hook. Wire trap thing 3 is pretty useful here if you've got it, just because you can hook from a much further range. And there we go, he just gave that one to me. And again, look at the damage difference hitting his head versus his leg. It's definitely a weak spot. It's just as I said, it's kind of a risk. He had the car really close to me there, which was nice, I guess, because it gave me a bunch of time to wail on him. But now he's jumping away, and he's got so little health, I just figured I'd shoot him down. You could use a forward and Y if you wanted. But that's that. That is the Goliath. Hopefully that showed you pretty well how to beat him. Let me know in the comments what you think. On the left is Mission 3 Orbs, and on the right, Mission 3 Boss. I haven't done that yet, so I don't know what we'll put in there. Maybe I'll put in a placeholder of the Goliath, just so I can upload this. We'll see. Anyway, that's it for now. See you in the next video. Bye!